Then we got stealth mode session. Some conference talks are simply too impactful, too important, too forward, looking to expose all the details so far in advance. So stay tuned.
Uh,
Hey everyone, welcome back to the DevOps Roundup podcast. Today we're going to be looking at the JFrog SwampUp 2025 conference. Both Sean and I are going, and so I've never been there. Sean's apparently a seasoned veteran,
Veteran? Yeah.
veteran of this, and so we're going to be giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what to expect, and hopefully, just maybe, we'll see you there.
So yeah, I've been attending SwampUp now since 2016 or 2017. I think was the first year that I attended. I'd have to go back and look. Um, it's in. There's a bunch of badges hanging up back here behind me.
Some people collect running trophies or running, lanyards. So you collect conference.
I need to stop collecting things. Obviously, I collect lots of things in my background here.
I would have way too much fun in your house with all the things you have collected.
Yeah, it is definitely plenty of toys here. Yeah, SwampUp is JFrog's annual conference, and they've had one every year, including during the pandemic. It was virtual, but um, historically it's been in Napa Valley, and this year it's returning to Napa Valley.
And I've never been to Napa. I'm a Southern California native. I've been to the Bay Area about a dozen times. I've been told it's beautiful, and it's an hour and a half, almost 2 hour drive up from the Bay. Just never made it out there.
It's not necessarily right off an airport. It's a drive.
It's like literally dap smack in the middle of two airports, and they're both almost equal distance as we've researched that in the past.
Yeah. And then you have the third, San Francisco is still a possibility. It's just
I guess so. You're talking Oakland's SFO and then Sacramento. Yeah. So it's right in the middle of three, I guess. But yeah, this event is happening in 33 days, 11 hours, 28 minutes, and 20 seconds.
Very convenient of them to put that up there for us.
Right. I'm not very good at math, but that's how far it is. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I haven't been to a DevOps conference ever. I've been to a couple Gartner ones.
Okay.
I've been to a few Microsoft ones, obviously Atlassian.
To a DevOps days, at least.
Yeah, I guess there's one then. So this will be, but I feel like DevOps days was very, very open, right? Like this one's gonna be very specific. It should to me feel more like a Microsoft or an Atlassian conference as opposed to
this is definitely a vendor conference, so it's going to be focused on JFrog, and for the very few that don't know who JFrog is, they are the makers of Artifactory as their main product, but they also have a few other products, and we'll briefly go through them on this. But this is basically a 2.5 day conference with a day of training that front loads the conference. So if you want to go for the training, you go in I guess day 0 of the conference.
Yeah, on the 8th itself, and those are, I'm assuming, paid extra, right?
Yes, the trainings are paid extra, and they also sell out quickly. So if you want to go and you haven't already registered, you need to register now.
It's interesting that people would pay extra to go train. Like I've always just haven't seen that. Like
fairly common at vendor conferences where they have Atlassian does that too. I'm not sure if they've done that recently. They probably
Atlassian this year did a boot camp at Team 25, where you did pay, I think it was like $600-700 for the boot camp or something like that. And you'd go, and then they do on-site certifications. And I remember seeing those at the Microsoft conferences.
Now, JFrog has teased us with certification for a number of years. I'm not positive if they ever landed on official certifications or certificates for their products yet. I know that they've teased the partners that they're coming, but I'm not sure if that's official yet. Or if it's even still in the works. But typically it starts off the night before with a reception, and then you pretty much have 2 full days.
I do remember seeing the reception somewhere, but I'm surprised it's not here on their official agenda.
I also surprised. I do know that when you register, you'll get more details on the actual event.
Yeah, I should probably go look at those since we only have 33 days. So, how's the breakfast? I'm usually very curious about the breakfast sets the tone for me for the rest of the conference.
So I would say that as far as conferences go, JFrog takes the lead in catering. They've always been top notch. Even when the conference has been on the road. Like last year, it was where was it last year? Last year was in Austin, Texas, and then I think San Diego before that, then San Jose, and then San Francisco just before the pandemic, and then all the ones prior that I'm aware of has been up in Napa. So it's actually been 6-7 years since we've been back to Napa.
Okay.
And it's always at the same resort. As far as I've been there, it's always been at the same resort. Super nice wine, a winery, or is that it? Winery?
Yeah.
I don't know. I drink beer, so.
And fun fact, Sean gave me my first beer ever that cost him $0.
I paid for a $0 beer at a conference event for Alex. Yes.
All right, so we're looking forward to, and then we're kicking off a keynote here of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel like a keynote, but we got a presentation here with the co-founder and CEO.
Yeah, Ben Shlomi. Yeah, and so yeah, he's Ben's or Shlomi's a great speaker. I like listening to his topics. But yeah, he'll kick it off, and he usually will bring on 2 or 3 of the project managers from JFrog, and they'll go over upcoming changes, and your typical vendor, catching us up on everything about their company and their products.
Now, is Sonar the same thing as Sonar Cube? Because I would expect Sonar Cube to have a cube logo, not a circular logo.
No, that is definitely not Sonar Cube, because Sonar Cube or Sonatype
okay.
is definitely the main competitor, or used to be historically the main competitor of JFrog's.
So what are these, Sonar Sphere?
Cube, I'm not exactly sure which Sonar that particular.
It's Tariq, the CEO of Sonar.
I would say that has something to do with AI.
Let's go find out, because I just think it's funny. If I were to build a competing product, I would build Sonar Sphere. What are we finding out here? Sonar. What is Sonar then?
Yeah.
Okay, obviously that doesn't help me out a whole lot. Sonar Source. That's the people that make Sonar Cube, right? Or no, that's Sonatype.
Yeah, Sonatype is the Sonar Cube. Yeah.
How the heck do I Google Sonar without getting
without getting naval references? I would say Sonar Software or Sonar.
It's Sonar Source. Yeah, it was the right one. Sonar Source.
Yeah.
Vibe, then verify. Sonar helps development teams fuel AI-enabled development and build trust into every line of code.
Yeah. So as I thought, it's AI related, and we'll hear how they integrate with
300 billion lines of code analyzed every day across 30+ languages. Okay. Then then you can't do anything with AI without having NVIDIA present. So we'll have Justin Boitano.
Yeah, they announced a big partnership with NVIDIA last year at SwampUp. So I'm expecting that we'll hear what's happened in the last year, catch us up with that partnership,
and then the infamous ServiceNow will be there too.
Yeah.
All right, and then 45 minutes later, we are on with the other co-founder and CTO, Yoav Landman.
Yeah, always good listening to
He's
him.
a visionary behind Artifactory,
mm-hmm.
the universal artifact repository manager. Okay, and then that looks like a 30-minute talk, and we're staying in the room, and then we get to hear from, I guess, an internal person or 2 internal people.
It definitely looks like that. I can't read the screen. I should probably try to make the screen bigger from.
Well, the picture has two individuals in it, but then only
Yeah.
one person's linked.
Oh, interesting.
This is an internal talk from. Or it looks like they have an NVIDIA individual.
Most likely, yeah. And they
So,
just forgot to
add a
mention.
profile.
Yeah.
We got a coffee break.
So
how are the breaks here? Are we any good snacks? Or we expect something good?
I have high expectations for JFrog's breaks. They have not disappointed me in the past.
Neither did Atlassian until the last 2 years. It was a big giant decline.
I know there has been a couple years of failure on other conference.
So, folks, make sure you are subscribed because we are going to be creating content from the conference itself. In case it hasn't been obvious, both Sean and I will be physically attending the conference, and I'm bringing all the gear. So the Doru is going mobile.
So that's the first time we pronounced our initials online.
Our initial Doru.
Behind the scenes, that's how we've been referring to files and other aspects of the recordings. Yeah. So
I got to roll my R.
Eventually here we'll break into sessions. Historically, there's usually anywhere between 4 and 6 on parallel tracks. But it definitely looks like all the way till lunch, we're in a single track mode this year.
Yep, definitely are. Okay, so yeah, right at lunch, we break out. Got about an hour for lunch, and then we're on tracks. So what kind of tracks do we have here? So we have a salon, A, K, J, H. So 4 different tracks.
4 different tracks, but they're obviously not A, B, C, and D. They most likely reference the actual conference room at the facility.
So we got MCP, and look, our favorite word from last week.
What's the pizza?
Developer advocate. We'll have to quiz him and see if he's a developer or not.
Yes, from last week's episode, the developer.
Then we have a Splunk-driven conversation on Artifactory self-hosted observability with up in telemetry. And Splunk. How do you pronounce oily? Oily?
Boy, where do you see that?
Splunk
yeah, oily.
Ollie?
Oli. I think it's Oli, but who knows?
Well, I mean, I've never put numbers on
the regular. Try not to pronounce numbers in names of companies.
Yeah, and we got Dagger.
Yeah, and CVS. So it looks like it's a mix of conference sponsors and customers that are doing the breakout sessions.
So I'd be curious to see how many go to a JFrog versus one of the other ones. And since there's 4 tracks, how are we going to cover all 4? We can't split ourselves 4 ways.
Yeah, we can. However, I do abide by voting with my feet at conferences. So I will typically pick one that I feel has the best, draw or picks my attention the most. But I'll only give it 10 minutes before I decide I'm going to the other one. So
you gotta capture that
room towards the door. Yeah.
That hook's got to be strong. So I'm leaning towards this MCP one. I'm very, very curious and interested in MCP. And then there's pizza. Do you think they'll give us pizza? Do you think pizza will show up?
I would say that's where I'm going if they actually have pizza. But I'm more drawn towards CVS on this collection because I like to hear things from actual customers where I feel Splunk is a vendor. And while it's probably going to be a very good talk, I would prefer to listen to a customer.
Yep.
And the other one was Dagger. And Dagger could, I'm not exactly sure if Dagger is a sponsor of the conference or if they're a customer. So I would have to, look a little closer.
Well, here's all the sponsors.
There, do you?
Well, these are the 2024 sponsors.
Oh, this is last year's sponsors, so it's not telling us what this year's sponsors are yet.
Womp, womp, womp. Oh, here's the evening reception.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's where it's listed.
And we will be at the evening reception after a little pit stop in at the Jelly Belly factory.
Yes, after we get into the airport, we're headed to the Jelly Belly factory to get a factory tour.
Because you got to drive past it in order to get to the SwampUp
It
conference.
would be a crime not to stop there.
It would. And
And how much candy can we bring out with us when we leave the?
Well, it's how much are you gonna keep before you finish it during the 3 days we're gonna be there?
Yeah, and definitely at least a 3-day supply. On the way back to the airport, are we also doing a factory tour?
I know I'm flying back out of Sacramento, so I thought you were rerouting somewhere else.
I believe I'm staying an extra day. We haven't got to this yet, but usually there's an event at the end of the conference, sometimes put on by a sponsor, sometimes put on by JFrog. So I like to book my travel to stay that extra day.
Mhm.
I am bringing an employee with me from ReleaseTEAM, and I believe she needed to be back that evening at the end of the conference. So originally, I was going to fly out with her, and we are going to fly out of San Francisco. So we were trying to do logistics, and it just wasn't working out. So I decided to stay the extra day just in case. And as I suspected, I was invited to something that evening, and luckily I didn't have to turn it down.
Nice.
So that
All right.
often happens with conferences. It always, if you're new to conferences, don't try to leave right after the conference ends.
Or
Stay
during.
that day. Or during. There's a
I've
lot
seen that before.
that book that flight out the last day, and because you have to get to the airport so early and there's travel time in the airport, you often miss 2 to 3 hours of the conference that last day. And you never know when you might meet the right person. Maybe it's someone that's going to offer you your next job. And it would be nice to accept dinner with them.
Yeah. And yeah, you never know when you're going to be invited to go up to a hotel across the street and meet a CEO of a company, right?
That's true. That has happened to me at conferences as well. And I think we're going to tease that story, to our
members.
members. Is that
Yeah,
what we call
so Sean has met the CEO.
Or the first time I met the CEO is an interesting story that I won't share here.
Yeah, we've given ourselves a goal. If we hit our 500 subscribers and get I think it's our 3,000 watch hours or something like that. Once we are able to get members on the channel, we're gonna make a member only exclusive video that's gonna be a funny story on how the first time Sean met the CEO of JFrog. It is definitely worth it, and I think it's going to be the best gift we can give to the community when we hit that membership level.
And there's only so many witnesses to that actual meeting, so I can really ad lib a lot on the story.
The year was okay. After another break, I like how so why do we have a coffee break in the? I guess don't people drink coffee all day? I don't drink coffee, so it's like, do you not drink coffee in the afternoon?
You can.
I thought people drink
no
coffee.
one's stopping you. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have a couple more sessions, and we're back to the same salon. So it's a 4-tier again, and so we got JFrog doing a compliance on the Holy Grail. We got NVIDIA with hyperscale growth and AI workloads with Artifactory, GitHub trusted builds with GitHub and JFrog, and then Snowflake. I remember when they were making an update.
Yeah, they made a big splash a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 2020. They were definitely taking the world over. So they'll do one from pipelines to production.
So it's interesting that this segment of these breakouts seem to be all partners. It's either JFrog or JFrog partners.
Yeah, on this one, just based off titles, I don't know which one I'm leaning towards. I feel like this is going to be too technical.
The NVIDIA one. So the NVIDIA one is the one that I would lean towards of these four. I'm also a partner with GitHub, and any talk about GitHub is always interesting.
You know what? I am going to go to this one because I actually know this individual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I now know where I'm going. Yeah, I personally know Krishna.
You have been doing some work with this company, and so you're probably working with her.
Yeah, so I definitely know her, and so I'm definitely gonna go there. I'm like, the name looks so familiar.
Okay. Well,
Let me click on other people's names. Maybe I know others.
yeah.
No.
You'll be surprised. You'll bump into other people that you've met in the past at the JFrog conference. JFrog conference isn't huge by any means, but the connected community is there.
Yeah. All right, and then we get another break. So that's okay. So just
Wiz is going to be there. So a lot of good friends of mine from GitLab went over to Wiz a number of years ago, and of course, Wiz just got bought by Google, right?
You know that when your title is Cloud Security Wizard, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Then JFrog lost the room and went to room
Interesting
K.
that they swapped rooms.
Yeah. And then we got AMD. So we got a little representation from NVIDIA and AMD.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a Neo 4J.
Is that 5 sessions? Or is that only 4?
1, 2, 3, no, still 4. But I don't know that I would want a name with the 4J in it after the whole Log4j fiasco.
Yeah, I may want.
I dropped the J or the 4 or one of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep the 4 and the J together. All right. Well, this one, let's see. Obviously, it sounds like you're going to the Wiz one.
Most likely, I'll attend the Wiz. So the JFrog one is all about Conan. I'm doing a lot of work with somebody at my current engagement that is rolling out Conan. So a Conan talk would be good to go, but most likely I'm going to go to the Wizard one or the Wiz.
You know what? Just for making fun of their name, I'm going to go with the Neo 4J.
Okay.
Wasn't there a car that sucked?
So if Wiz is also sponsoring the conference, it's going to be interesting what their booth is going to be. The particular venue that SwampUp is at this year.
Oh, there was a Geo.
Was it Geo? What are you looking up now?
A car.
Yeah. So the location or the resort that SwampUp is going to be at doesn't necessarily have a large area for an expo hall. So the expo hall is usually adjacent to the breakout sessions. So it doesn't really allow for elaborate booths. So you typically you're like 10 by 10 booths.
Okay.
Like that. When you see the Wiz's booth, specifically at AWS reInvent, it was gigantic. It was, like this 40 by something, like 40 by 40 or 40 by 80 booth. It looked like a Blockbuster, and they had all these fake movies that had security puns, all on the shelf, you're old enough to remember Blockbuster, right, Alex?
Oh yeah, I had a Blockbuster card.
Okay, so it was very elaborate. Every time I've run into the Wiz at an event, they outdo all the other sponsors as far as a booth. So it'll be interesting to see what their lower or their smaller venue booth is.
Looks like yeah. All right.
So ReleaseTEAM, DevOps tool specialists. We provide professional services and software reselling around the leading software DevOps tools like Atlassian, GitLab, GitHub, JFrog, and others. To talk with us about DevOps, here's our contact information. Please call 866-887-0489 or via email at info@releaseteam.com.
Yeah. All right. After a break, we're back. Man, we're really just getting these quick 10-minute breaks. We got JFrog back in the room A from Vineyard Fusion Control, Richard Clark. We got Discover doing a disaster-proof development, embedding resilience in every release. We got SAS, platform engineering, herding the electric sheep and some frogs. Okay, I like the title of this one.
Like that.
And then we got the end of manual data ops, Git for data and AI automation. I mean, you talk about like a
Two
technical title.
different titles. Yeah, I definitely like the electric sheep and frogs.
I've never heard
So
of Bow Plan though. Bow Plan?
I've heard of them, but I'm not very familiar with them.
I've never heard of. I mean, I've heard of Discover, and that's it. And
Yeah.
obviously JFrog.
So
Right.
I would most likely attend the one by Discover. In this
I'm leaning towards a sauce.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
I'm going
we
to
got
say
a
Bow Plan is either if they're somewhere in Europe, I think. But
so we got a 5:30 booth crawl happy
yeah.
hour. So this is where we go and get swag, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So basically, we have roughly 2 hours before the big dinner, and so they put on a big dinner event with some sort of um, entertainment. Last year it was a what do you want to call it? An illusionist or a mentalist, and this year we get a cellist. In the past, we've had the lead actor from Silicon Valley. What was I can't remember his name.
Really?
Now.
You have Richard Hendricks?
Yes, yeah, he entertained us during dinner one year. Basically, Shlomi interviewed him.
Oh, look at this. She did Wonder Woman and Batman versus Superman here.
Oh, nice. So that should be interesting. Who else? So we also had what's her name? The Amy Farrah Fowler from
The Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. What's the actress's name? Mia something.
Maya.
I'm terrible with celebrity names. I just don't remember them. She was a really interesting talk. I believe that was the
Mayim.
one in San Francisco.
Mayim.
Yeah. So she had an extremely interesting background.
Well, she's a real doctor.
Yes, yeah, and we spent a lot of time on that and her family ship or her family and traveling back and forth to Israel. So that was extremely interesting.
And then so what time does this end then? The bar starts at 10 or
yeah, it goes late. And that's the open bar. I'm assuming day 2 is when we visit the wine cellar.
At night?
At night. Yeah. Scroll all the way down to the end.
I did.
So typically, so maybe they're not doing it this year, but I'd be very surprised. There's a large wine cellar behind the resort that fits 400 or 500 people in there, and we all go underground into this wine cellar, and that's maybe that's where the expo is this year, is inside the wine cellar. I'd be surprised if it was, but
this is terrace. Let's see if we can find anything. We have at the swamp.
Yeah. So usually they only open it up for the after hour event, and then we all go in there and drink a lot. And
where do they normally do that opening reception then?
Usually that's just in the same area that the keynotes are in.
Okay.
In the past.
So day 2 is product marketing here, keynote kickoff. Nothing special. Just then we got stealth mode session. Some conference talks are simply too impactful, too important, too forward, looking to expose all the details so far in advance. So stay tuned.
This seems like a a cop out. We're not sure what we're going to put here yet, so let's call them.
Yeah, they're probably waiting for like a very important talk to get signed off by legal and stuff.
Typically, this is where your invited keynote guy would come in, or person would come in. The person that climbed Mount Everest and has to talk to the entire conference about it. Or if this is IBM, this is where William Shatner comes in and talks to us.
We got Dimitrios talking about just the ML community. So maybe this is interesting for me, because we're trying to build DevOps communities.
Yeah.
Got an expo hall, a lunch, and then we're back on our 4-tier hierarchies again with the.
So we basically have a 2-hour lunch break mixed between the expo hall being open and lunch being over.
Yeah, it's gonna be me running back and forth between the hall and the hotel or the room to drop stuff off. Because I gotta go soon. I gotta go. I'm gonna leave.
When do you leave?
I think I'm gonna leave right at this break here.
Okay. So if we do any recording, we need to make sure that we do whatever we need to do before then.
Yeah,
Try to knock it out the first day, probably.
I think the 2 o'clock's when I gotta go. But yeah, but I mean, I'm missing 1-2 sessions.
So that
got
4
session.
Yeah, another stealth one, huh?
Yeah, 2 stealths and we're done. Oh,
I love the stealth mode. That's obviously they're trying to do logistics for whichever block is the person for that breakout.
Yeah. What are the details that we have? So we have a few speakers here. So we kind of reviewed most of them here, but these are going to be the speakers.
Do you recognize anybody other than the one you already found?
No, just the one I know. Let me see.
I saw one Wiz person, but I don't recognize her. Who else do I know?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody else.
Most of the JFrog people I recognize.
It's a little, yeah. I'm surprised that I thought there was more NVIDIA folks presenting. We got our sponsors from last year. So
I'm wondering if the NVIDIA folks that are just going to be up on the main stage are listed as speakers or not.
One of them, I mean, the one that was supposed to be on the first one, no. We are right now, though, we are in this late bloomers here. So we're at the
by the time this one comes out, we're already in the late. But we're recording this on the 6th of August, and this is scheduled to go out the next Friday.
Right.
Like
so
August.
if you're gonna join us, $450.
$450.
Small fee to spend a couple of days with Sean and I.
Yeah. $450 is still a decent price, or decent value for this conference, compared to especially if you're interested in adopting the JFrog tools, or you're already using the JFrog tools. This is still a decent value for that price, comparing it with a lot of the other conferences. So obviously AWS reInvent covers a lot more topics, but right now early bird pricing for that is around $2,000. And if you get this close to that conference, which happens early December, it approaches 2,500 or 2,700.
Yeah, that's still cheap.
Conference. So,
but all right, well, that's going to be. Oh, look, they do have a Tina here. Interesting.
Yeah, she is.
Actually, Gran Turismo, Top Gun Maverick, Black Ops 6 that just came out. Her iconic sounds is in Pirates, Cyberpunk, Batman, Lion King.
Wow, that's everything. Diablo 3.
You think she'll play songs from there? I mean, I think they have to.
I think she would. Yeah, definitely. She's dressed up like she's from a video game, and so I think we're going to hear video game stuff.
I could have done without Dune and Dune 2. I didn't particularly enjoy those movies.
No, I haven't watched Dune 2 yet. I know I'm behind, but I enjoyed the series. Did you read the books?
No.
No, of course not.
Yep. All right. Well, that is the JFrog SwampUp 2025 conference, again happening September 8th through the 10th. Sean and I are going to be there. We are going to be making all kinds of content. And so if you see us, make sure you stop by, say hi, and we'd love to chat with you, say hello. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on this channel. We are well over 200 now. We're slowly growing. We're getting there. So if you're watching this, you haven't hit the subscribe button, that would be a great opportunity to make Sean happy. Because I had never seen Sean more happy other than seeing, a bag of cookies. But if you want to make Sean as happy as a bag of cookies, make sure you hit that subscribe button now.
I am really looking forward for Napa and all the great food and the great snacks that.
And the Jelly Bellies, because even if they have crappy snacks, we're going to stop and buy our own.
We'll have the Jelly Bellies to fall back on. But
And
I have every faith in my friends at JFrog to not disappoint on the catering. They get that right.
Drop a like, share with everybody you know, and again, hopefully we see you at JFrog 2025.
Looking forward to meeting up with anyone that's headed to SwampUp. So.
Yeah, and stay tuned for a lot of content. We will be making a lot of videos.
Yes. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone.